And we're back. And Haley, it's time eventually. Within the next 12 minutes and some seconds, we will announce all kinds of winners.
Yeah, we've got 5 total winners, 2 that'll win $1,000 in home improvement services, another 3 that are going to win $150 in bedroom or paint.
It is going to be a party out there for some people and then wailing and gnashing of teeth for others, perhaps. But hopefully everybody had fun along the way. Before we get to that, we want to tool through the different prize packages.
Right.
And something that we have not done is just kind of throw out there what we would choose.
Exactly.
Should we win?
We're
Who
not
knows?
the winners.
Well, we don't know.
But...
Maybe. The hue and cry that will go out. Haley wins the first one. Dan wins the second. It was completely fair. We're done. No, we won't win, but let's talk about what we would choose. But before we do that, I want to, we talked about mice and dealing with mice for 2 full segments.
Yeah.
And there's something I completely forgot to mention that I think is important and I want to mention. Another thing when trapping mice to consider, since the traps that we're recommending are very inexpensive.
Sure.
The little wooden throwaway ones. Another really good tip, and it makes a lot of sense to me, is to don't keep reusing the traps over and over and over and over. The mice pick up the smell of death.
Oh,
and they avoid the
really?
traps, perhaps. That is rumored out there by
that makes sense.
reputable sources. So perhaps, seeing as how they are so inexpensive, the recommendation might be to trap one and just toss it in a little Ziploc bag
I feel like I would
and
do
get
that
rid of
anyways. I don't want to undo the trap.
Oh, I
reuse
reuse them. I reuse them over and over and over again.
That's some kind of cheap.
It is some kind of cheap. Maybe you're not being the most effective by being that cheap. So one last thing to think about. All right. Now, let's talk about the prizes that the people who we will eventually name could potentially choose.
Right.
Haley, if you won, which you will not, but should you have won, what would you have chosen of all the different places? And let's name them a minute.
Yeah, we've got Johnson Carpet One. We've got Ayers Basement Systems, Landscape Design Services, Lauren Figueroa Design, Dean Veltman Painting, and of course, Repcolite.
Repcolite. So all of those. So 6 different places to choose a $1,000 prize package from. Haley wins. She's all excited. She does not win, but let's say she does. That was
So you're really
just
confusing the topic.
I know. So let's say you win. What would you pick and why?
I would have picked Johnson Carpet One because I feel like I could get the best bang for my buck. Like, I really believe that $1,000 would give me enough money to get some carpet down in a portion of the basement that we're trying to finish right now.
All right. So what's
And
the
then
basement?
it's done.
What's it like right now? Is it
It's just
cinder block walls
like,
and
it's not cinder block because it's an old house, but they're concrete walls and a concrete floor. They're both
no moisture or anything like that?
No moisture. We're really lucky. But the walls are just painted right now. The floor is just painted.
Sure.
And eventually my husband's music studio will be in the basement. So we really need carpet to kind of reduce the sound in there. So yeah, I mean,
so that's what you would go with.
I feel like $1,000 would go a long way.
Yeah, I think it would. In a space like that, it can do a lot. Johnson Carpet, that's not who I would pick. I really had a hard time figuring out who I would pick because really everybody here has something I dramatically need.
Right. I know. I could have gone with countertops from Johnson Carpet for the kitchen too.
Right.
I mean,
now, see, for me, if I went with Johnson Carpet, I've got a big situation where I've got carpet in my living room. It bleeds through the dining space, which is, I absolutely hate that. I hate having carpet under the table.
Yeah, like moving the chairs out and stuff.
Yeah, moving the chairs out when we vacuum and stuff like that. That's a funny story. No, I just hate it. It's hard to keep it nice. It's almost impossible to keep it nice. That's been my experience. But my problem is I'm not sure, when I put new floor in, I know kind of what I want, but I'm not sure where to break it because it's going to have to run through the kitchen, which puts it into an entryway, which connects it to like a breezeway.
So it's kind of like a whole thing.
And then, where do I go to get it under the table? But then how do I break it before it goes to the living room and then down the hallway? These are complicated things.
Quite the puzzle you just laid out.
People do struggle with that. People with my situation who have the same concerns or dislike of carpet in certain areas, they know what I'm talking about. They look at the area and try to figure out where's the best way to break it. And that's where I'd go with Johnson Carpet because I know they've got people who will help me lay it
they've
out
got designers
in a really nice manner too. And so that's probably what I'd go with if I went with them. I didn't choose them though. If I were to win, which I will not, I would choose Dean Veltman. Painting contractor extraordinaire. We've talked with him on the show. I feel like he understands me enough to be able to come into my house.
Like you'd work well with him as a painter.
Well, I'm more concerned about him working well with me.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I'm more concerned for his sake. I know I've got issues and idiosyncrasies and eccentricities. And I think he could handle all of that. He makes the cut. Main thing is, I want my kitchen redone. You know, there was one of these projects on
and you don't want to do it yourself.
Well, I certainly will, but if I won, I certainly would not want to.
No, the kitchen is one where it interrupts, you know, your daily routine.
Oh, yeah. I know how fast I work at things.
It's just...
I get distracted.
It's hard.
I've got a lot of things to accomplish, a lot of kids to make happy, accomplish their little needs and goals. It would slow me down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if I could bring somebody in and I could slurp on coffee while they're working, I'd do that. I'd be all over that.
I would feel so awkward. I feel like I would have to like leave the house if someone were working.
I'd get over it.
Yeah, I would struggle.
I'd point out places that he missed. I'd be asked to leave the house. I don't even like
if like delivery people know that like I'm right inside. Like I feel like...
Huh, that's strange. Seems like you've got some issues you should sort out. All right, we've got a little bit left. Let's tick through some of the other places. Ayers Basement Systems. Neither one of us picked them, not because they didn't have things for us,
right,
but because we had other more pressing things. If I went with Ayers, I would really seriously consider an egress window installation to take a basement space that's really nice. I like it. It's even what you might even call a lower level space.
Yeah, it's
a
finished
step up
down
from
there.
basement. And turn it into actual livable space down there. You know, turn it into a bedroom for somebody.
Well, I mean, that increases
one of the stinkier children could go down there.
Property value as well.
Oh, and that would go up too. Look at that.
Stinky children, property value.
Yeah, it's a win-win for everybody.
No, it was honestly a toss-up between Johnson Carpet and Ayers Basement for me because part of finishing the basement will require I insulate the gap between where the foundation starts and the wall begins.
Yep.
We've talked about that on the show before. And again, that's one of those things that's cheap enough where $1,000 would actually cover the full cost.
Yeah, so that would be fun. So many different things. Lauren Figueroa, I'd do the design in a day thing. I'd have her come, and what I'd have her do, you mentioned, you saw this on her blog, where she basically shopped one of her clients' homes.
Right.
Used everything they had, but just made it look good again.
Yeah, like rearranged things, staged it differently, and it's amazing how different the room looked afterwards. Like, without any money.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I really like the without any money thing, but I still need her expertise to get me there.
Right.
Because I've already shopped my house once, and I've produced what I've produced. I would like somebody else to come in and actually make it worthy of being my home.
I see.
Landscape design. I've got a place in the backyard where we took out a compost pit. And I was always going to turn that nice little area. It's ringed by, bordered by cedars.
Okay.
So nice wind block.
Yeah.
It's very private. And I was always going to turn that into a really nice space. And like almost everything, it's just something that I was always going to do. And yet have not. I'd love to bring somebody in and help me figure out what to do. Because most of my projects, the ones that I haven't tackled, it's because I hit a snag in the planning part and I'm not sure how to proceed.
Sure, yeah.
Intelligently, make the best decision. And I'd love to bring in an expert and have them help me. I'm not going to help them. They just cringe. They're probably checking it off. Thank goodness he didn't win. Thank goodness he's not choosing us. We don't need his help. I need their help to help me come up with something.
Yeah, that's another one where I feel like I could really use their help. I've got so much shade. We've got so many trees, and our grass is just pathetic. I mean, I'd
with all the shade,
to know
it doesn't have the
what
time
to do. You know, if there are ways around having a good yard with
you're gonna have to
trees.
just clear cut the land.
Well, without tearing them all down.
Yeah. So anyway, so many different things, and then Repcolite. Don't forget about that. $1,000 worth of paint would go a tremendous ways.
Do my exterior.
Oh man, you could do all kinds of stuff. Look at what $150 did in these different customers' homes that were part of the contest.
Yeah.
We've been looking at all their before and afters, and we've seen all kinds of change that's happened just from $150.
Well, and you could use it towards wallpaper.
Oh, man.
Or, I mean,
so many different things. Well, Haley, I think we have dragged as much out of that as we're going to get. I think it's time to go through and announce the winners. And I think we need to just go straight to the main winner
yes.
of the main contest, right? Not the voters. This is from the 9 different pictures. We always talked about being 10 pictures. There were 10 winners. We got 9 photos back. And of those 9, we've got, do we want to give out just the winner? Do we want to go through the top 3?
Let's just do the winner.
Just do the winner. The winner of that is Rich Tenelshoff in that kitchen redo. Number 1 was the photo, and the kitchen redo was huge. It guilted me.
I'm not surprised. I feel like everyone loves a kitchen redo, and it was a dramatic difference between oak cabinets to nice white cabinets.
Yeah.
The space was completely different.
Huge difference. A lot of people I know from the comments were feeling like I felt. You know, my kitchen could look like that if Rich would come over and do some work. So Rich Tenelshoff, big winner of the $1,000 prize package. Rich, you get to choose one of those companies we just tooled through and pick a $1,000 package and have them go to work in your home. We will reach out via email and work something out. And honestly, we're going to give you a heads up. We're going to reach out and try to get you on the show, too.
Yeah,
at some
Rich.
Point. All right. So that's coming up. Let's go to the voters as well, you know, because we've got a number of voters. And let's start with the main prize there because we have a $1,000 prize for the voters. And that person is Cindy Perkins.
Congratulations, Cindy.
We will be reaching out to you as well, and you'll be able to pick just like Rich is going to pick. So that's a really big win. And then we've got 3 more winners, and these are the $150 prize winners.
Yeah.
And in no particular order, because there is none.
It was all random.
Yeah. Carolyn Marie, Megan Redder, and Julie Rosaboom.
Say one more time.
Julie Rosaboom. That one's fun to say. Is that why?
I like it. Yep.
Yeah. Carolyn Marie, Megan Redder, Julie Rosaboom. You are our 3 winners for the $150 prize package from Benjamin Moore. Cindy Perkins, you won the $1,000 prize package. And Rich Tenelshoff, you were the big winner from our contest. So thanks to all of the folks out there who were involved in the voting. Thanks to all our contestants who shared their projects with us.
And thank you to our partners who made all this possible.
Absolutely. All right. That's all the time we've got. We're going to wrap it up. If you want to catch this one again, you can find it online at repcolite.com. Whatever you do today, make sure paint's a part of it. The Repcolite and Port City paint stores are open until 3, waiting to help. I'm Dan Hansen.
I'm Haley Johnson. Thanks for listening.